Hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the sanctuary for those returning, and for those new, welcome all the same. It is I, Sokar, Starfire. Today, not with Tears of the Kingdom. No. Today, we're going to be playing something a little more chill, although Tears of the Kingdom had its chill moments. But we're playing something that's even slower paced. Right? As is tradition on these chill game days, we choose something random, completely mysterious to you, but known to me. And today, we are going to be exploring a scientific concept. We're going to be going to deep space, right? We're going to be exploring the theme of isolation and isolationism, and all of my fellow introverts in with their interests in space and stuff. Look, these are words. I didn't have anything really planned or scripted. I'm just kind of going off the cuff. But so today, it's a space game. It's a sci-fi game. It is, I would say, turn-based, yes, and we're exploring something called. Hold on, here it comes. I expected a title. It's the Fermi paradox, you guys, my lovelies. Today, we are playing a game called the Fermi paradox, and it explores that very concept of the Fermi paradox. Now, despite what you're seeing here laid before you, hold on, let me make sure. There's some behind the scenes shit that I actually need to make sure. Can't you tell I am the most professional? You don't even know? Look at that. Wow, I'm just that good. I didn't even need to check because it was all good. Everything's fine. Okay, so by what you see before you, you would think, Sokar, you've never played this game before. Have you? And you know what? You'd be wrong. You would actually be wrong. I have over 100 hours in this game. I have 115 hours logged on this game. The Fermi Paradox for Steam. Okay, I'm playing this on PC, and I think this might be the first PC game I played. No, I mean, I played Say No More on PC, but that was with a controller. Anyways, my attention span is going places. Let's just start, okay? Let us explore the universe, okay? So this game is about aliens, but not what you're thinking. It explores the idea of more realistic aliens, where we are separated by the vastness of time and space, right? So space is just so big, and there's just so much space between the stars that they can't ever really touch each other. They're just always, it's just long distance relationships with radio signals, and that's it. Now, supposedly, you get far enough in this game, and if you're good enough at it, you can get two species to finally meet each other. But I don't know if I've ever actually done that. I've managed to make two species meet in terms of conflict and war and annihilation, but I've never actually had them work together or anything like that, and I'm wondering if that is a thing in this game or not. Also, another really cool thing about this game is that as the species moves through the eras, the music evolves depending on, you know, their whole situation. Also, you get different star systems every time. They are all based on real star systems. Do we need a tutorial? No, I don't think we do. I am a professional at this game, you see. You can't actually see. It's kind of behind my head. Hold on. Oh, shit. What is that? Like that. Let's lock that. That's not right. I guess you can kind of see the solar system behind me, can't you? So we got lucky this game, and we have the solar system. And as we can see, no sapient life forms have evolved on this planet yet. Sol, a yellow dwarf star, is orbited by the garden planet Earth and the various rocky inner planets and outer gas giants. On the northern hemisphere planet Earth, remarkable fjords can be found. The flora of Earth is very multifaceted, from bright ocean vegetation to vast rainforest jungles. The fauna of Earth consists of many different animals, from gigantic ocean creatures to millions of different insects. So, yeah. And each of these systems has like its own little individual little description. They are different every time. I have noticed. I am categorized because I'm a nerd and I love this game. So like Vex, for example, is like a dark planet. And it has there's like a predatory species that's very vampiric on this planet, and yeah, they're kind of cool, but they're kind of weird looking. But anyways, yeah. And so the whole thing, you have synthesis as a resource pool, right? You use synthesis to make decisions in this game, and you gain synthesis by clicking on these thingies, right? So we do this, and then you get some flavor text. In Sirius, an asteroid is trapped in a gas giant's gravity well, becoming a permanent moon. And unfortunately, you don't actually get to see that play out. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's this thing here or that. I don't know. But anyways, so you collect these, and you get flavor text, and eventually you get something that will happen, right? Something interesting will happen, something good, something bad. Who knows? We can also do stuff here. I don't know if it really influences whether a species emerges, but I like to go to different worlds and like just do stuff here. And I don't know if it's purely psychological, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, I think it is purely psychological because the Vex system actually had an evolution event. And now I can show you the vampire race. This actually worked out really well. So a new civilization is born. A life form on the garden planet Vexus has started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language. But which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Vex system? And then, like, you'll have like a quote of something in sci-fi. This is a quote from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That took me way too long to come up with. Many were increasingly of the opinion that they'd all made a big mistake in coming down from the trees in the first place. So a lot of popular sci-fi like shows and books and movies and things will have quotes in this game. It's kind of cool. So on Vex, we have a new species emerge. We can choose either a balanced species, so you get, right, they got some science, they're kind of scientific leaning, they tend towards utopian culture type, they're very good at conserving their resources, which is what this symbol means. It's like resources. And then this is like peace, so they're very peaceful, they'll be less militaristic. And then this is like the population, right? So you'll have less population with them. So you generally, these are like the best ones you can have evolve. They're always, I think they're all mammals, because like that's just the thing they go with this in this game, is like that's the most realistic like species, I guess, to emerge or whatever. So it's always going to be a mammalian species, and they're always going to have the good shit. But of course, it comes at a price. 30 synthesis. Look how much synthesis we got in here. 52. If we do that, then you can do the math. We won't have all that much left. We have a standard species, which they don't really have anything going for them. No bonuses. That's interesting. Do you see that on the left? Hold on. Wait. Will it? Yeah. There's controller support apparently now, so that's new. So this is like a plant species. I guess there's a description down there on the bottom, isn't there? Intelligent rock climbing plants. The Bautier clump together on high cliffs, competing for sun exposure. So you could play some sentient plant-like creature. And then we have these guys. These are the vampiric aliens. The Demanes, roaming the low atmosphere plateaus of Vexus, these stalkers prey on canyon fauna and drain their blood. But of course, like you get synthesis from them. These are usually the predators. So like you got your herbivores, you have, I don't actually know what these, I guess they're plants. I don't really know what they feed on. But these are like generally carnivores, and these are herbivores, and these are, I don't know what the fuck, just something weird. So yeah, this would give us a lot of synthesis, but we'd have to deal with a species that is less scientific and more dystopian and not so good at resource management and quite militaristic. They don't have a high peace value, and they really like breeding. So, you know, this sounds like me, doesn't it? Minus the minus the science. I like to think myself as scientific, but we have to go with them, right? We have to. It's just part of the theme. Let's give ourselves a challenge. I generally never go with the unbalanced species just because they are kind of a pain. But as you can see here, now we have all of this stuff. We see the current technology level. They're at level 1, which is the Stone Age. You can go all the way to I can't remember the name of it. It's called, like, I guess we'll find out together. I don't really remember. It's really far out there. But you never really get to the point that you have instant travel between stars. You just get ships that go faster. Like, you get light speed ships, but you know, space is big, so they still take a considerable amount of time. This is our population. Obviously we don't want that to go to 0 or we fucking die. This is our growth, 12%. So every turn this is going to go up, I think, by 12% or something like that. And then we got 10,000 beast herds, and this is just how many resources we have. And in this amount of time we will run out of resources, and that will result in infighting and population decline. So we don't want that to happen. We had to keep an eye on our resources. We had a little visual glitch where this is like I don't know what that's about, but so yeah, so we gotta make sure that those resources are nice and balanced for us. And then we have our harm potential. Okay, this is like your military, how militaristic your civilization is, basically. And so the higher this is, the more potential casualties you can have from a potential extinction event, right? So if we had an extinction event that happened, we would lose 400,000 people, which, as long as you keep your population above this, you're generally fine. You can have a fucking world war and you can still have people survive. Will they be miserable and have to claw themselves back up from the aftermath? Yes. And that's a whole thing you'd have to deal with, regressed technology and everything else, but they would survive. So as a general rule, you want to keep this above that. I also like to keep my resources scarcity like at a reasonable amount. So like I think it's like, what do I do? I can't remember. I haven't played this game in a long time. I have hundreds of hours in this, but I haven't played in a long time. I want to say I used to keep it at resource scarcity in 1,000 years. Then ethical values. This influences your chance to get a good or bad event. So if you're really dystopian, you're gonna have a lot of like fucking torture and horrible, immoral things happening. And if you're more utopian, then you have more ethical, wonderful, you know, art and culture and religion. And it also influences your diplomatic relations. So like a really utopian species would be like more inclined to visit other species, other worlds, and be like, oh, we're going to be nice and kind. And your more dystopian ones are like, fuck them, we must destroy and conquer. So it influences the personality of the civ, I guess. And okay, so over time you're gonna have things come down here. These will always change. These little descriptions kind of gives you an insight of what's going on. We're going to get some synthesis, and we get some more flavor text. On Vexus, the Damani civilization is born. And now you're going to see some more interesting little thingy-doos here. Now we have an option. We choose this, it will reduce our resources. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. I can't remember. Like, it reduces your resources but raises something else, but I don't know. I guess we can try and see. What does that do? It reduces your resources. The Damani process vexes plant biomass into new materials. Did it increase my science? Maybe that's what happened at the expense of resources. Okay, and we already got a development event, so we can look at this and see what this is about. What do we do? Knowledge. Something to do with knowledge. The tribes of the Damanis tend to be led by sages and wise folk, because their historical knowledge and their connection to spirit and the lands of Vexus are seen as vital qualities. Motivated by a desire to perpetuate the sacred dance of life for many generations beyond their own, these leaders observe, reflect, and make decisions based on experiential wisdom and unwavering intuitions. So we have some sage chieftains emerging, right? They seem to be choosing their leaders based upon knowledge. which, if you're trying to like kind of curate a more scientific civilization, I guess that's a good thing, right? And it looks like there's no penalty to synthesis for us taking just the full thingy do here, right? If we choose this, the wise leaders persistently lead their people towards harmony, enriching their lives by awakening consciousness and celebrating diversity. That sounds wonderful, right? Look at the big science boost. But here's the thing about science. If you have a civilization that is just very, very aggressive in its technological advancement, you will age up too quickly. You will begin uncovering technologies that your civilization isn't like ready for, and you can find yourself overpopulated or running out of resources to fuel all the new technological stuff. So you got to make sure that you're going at a good pace. I generally don't like to do full science because it's just breakneck figures aging up all the time, and you'll see what I mean. We could go for a more conservative, just a little bit of a science boost, with a keen understanding of demonic nature and past events. The wise tribal leaders calmly sidestep the destructive paths their predecessors may have followed out of fear or uncertainty. So you have like more of a cautious kind of view on whether they would lead our society well. And then we have dead end, where we don't get anything. And we'd lose synthesis doing this, so I don't know if we'd want to do that. You'd have to be in a weird position where you just don't want any science at all. Some of the mysterious sages turn out to be utter fakes, quickly replaced with more practical-minded leaders. To gain the people's trust, subsequent chiefs distance themselves from spiritual practices, thus closing the doors to ancient wisdom. I don't think that'd be a good move for us. I'm gonna go for this just because I want time to bring our population growth down. We have 12%. Whenever I age up, I don't like my growth to be like that far positive. If it's over 10%, then you're definitely gonna be overpopulated. So you gotta keep it down. Best case scenario, you keep that down at 0 just before you age up, and then you'll have a little bit of growth that comes with your age up, and it's good. So let's just go with this normal one. So we have a tiny boost, but as you can see, we're already up a little bit. We need to work on this growth. This is a mystery. This could be anything. It could affect anything. It could raise a value or it could decrease a value. We can take a chance. What does it do? Manipulate the demonic sage camps for personal gain. Okay, so that reduced our science. That's not too bad. I'm not too afraid of that. We do it again. Damani's mourn the death of a beloved sage leader. I don't know what that affected. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, to be honest. This game is in early access. You can't see it behind me, but it does. There's a little early access watermark down there. We don't want population growth early on. That would be bad. Unless, I mean, if you think that you can manage that, then you can play your way. But I try to keep my population under control. And influential, okay, rises to power. Also, sometimes you get things that are out here. So you kind of have to keep a watchful eye on what all is happening out here. At the beginning of the game, you don't really get any unique ones, but later on you'll get some more interesting ones that affect the star system that they're closest to. You'll see that we've been renamed the Damani Sage Camps because we've chosen, right, we've elected the sages to lead this species, so they're now known as Damani Sage Camps. And as your society evolves, like, that name will dynamically change for them. Let's just keep playing random. Look, see, that was bad. That was a bad one. Overconsumption by the Damani Sage Camps exhausts a large land region. So we dipped into our resource reserves a little more than we should have. But we have another one here that gives us resources. So we could get it back. A depleted land region recovers under the care of Damani planters. See, so you can do that. We want to do this, we can bring down that population growth. Climate shift kills off an entire sage camp, but it's fine. That's not extinction, that's population management. What else could we do? None of these are really, I mean, utopia. Utopia? Let's do utopia. We're already pretty far into dystopia, but a really fun thing you can do is have a dystopian species and try to make them utopian. It takes a lot of effort, or vice versa. You could have a utopian species and make them absolutely bloodthirsty if you want to. There's a lot of freedom here. So they built a monument. All the events that you get tied to this are usually going to be like culture-related stuff like that. It's like they built a monument, they built a wonder, someone made an art piece, or a piece of music, or whatever, right? Another event, a reduction. Something's going to decrease. Sacred prey. The hunter-gatherer society of the Demanis has created a calendar that names each year after a key prey animal. Each time the calendar cycles back to a specific animal, it is considered sacred, and hunting it is forbidden for that year. This spiritual practice allows the animal population on Vexus to recover, preventing it from overhunting. Okay, well that sounds sensible, right? That's good for culture and good for our resources, right? Wow, we gain synthesis. So, okay, so every now and then you'll get something called a civilization pillar, and this is going to be something that will follow your species. Like, this is a milestone for them. So every sage camp adopts a new calendar. Prey animals are able to repopulate their numbers at regular intervals. So we could be putting our species on the path to becoming more resource conservative. And I wonder if that has something to do with us choosing the sages to lead our people. I feel like sacred prey, I think there's some spirituality going on in here, so maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of, based on the choices that you make, it will affect the choices that you get. You know what I mean? So we got that. That's pretty good early game. Look at that! We have resource scarcity in like 6,400 years now, so I think we're good on resources. I think this is a really good start for us, especially for an unbalanced species to start out so spiritual and resource conservative. And do we really need more resources? I don't think so. I think we could take another chance. Warriors lay down their stone knives and abandon the art of war. Okay, so we dropped our potential casualties by a little bit because we had some warriors decide, not for me. So we have some pacifism occurring in our society. This is interesting. So let's get this, grab some synthesis. The normal ones don't affect anything. It's just flavor text. Usually it's the leader dies and passes on the crown or something. It's just passing time. Okay, so we're at 90. 90 is a real good number to have in synthesis. I feel like, I don't know if they changed it, but I think you needed at least 30 or 60 synthesis to survive an extinction event. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It was something like that. So here we got 3 question marks. I don't know if I want those. These are normal. Do we want to take a chance? Take a chance on me. What does that do? Okay, we reduced our science. Okay, that's fine. Because we haven't even reached halfway up the Stone Age yet. And I really want to get that growth down. I want to get our growth down before we get close to aging up. So yeah, that's my strategy. That is my strategy. Why not? Utopia. Sure. Sure. Give me that utopia. Ooh, another species already. We've evolved another species on Tau Ceti 3. And again, like I said, all of these star systems, I'm pretty sure, are based on neighboring star systems. Like, yeah. A life form on the swamp planet Tau Ceti 3 has started making simple tools and has developed a rudimentary language. But which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Tau Ceti system? Okay, I think I remember this world. If it's the swamp planet, we get apes. And yeah. Also, something really cool about this game, every playthrough they have a different color scheme. So like these apes, I've played them before and they had red eyes and much darker hair, maybe even red hair. This playthrough they have like more teal looking eyes and gray hair. So it's this game is very replayable in a lot of ways. I love how the species have different colors each time. So we have, again, our peaceful, this looks like another plant species, the Rama, tall, intelligent plant creatures that undergo countless stages in their century-long life cycle. And then the Odo, aggressive ape creatures in colorful fur. Their packs traverse mountainous regions with ease. And then you have the Maru, who are sneaky, sightless, and cruel. These bands of small raptors plague the vast jungle forest. Now, something really fun that I've done before is I've had all unbalanced species, because I'm just like, I want to make them as dystopian and warlike as possible so that I could have just wars raging between them. And it worked out the way that you would expect it to. It was cool, it was horrible, it was awful, but yeah, they were warring with each other. So if you want to have a galaxy full of nothing but ravenous, carnivorous species, you can. But of course, it might not turn out that way. You might get a species that has a little more pacifism incorporated into it, because a species that is purely militaristic isn't realistic. And it's actually really, really hard to make a purely militaristic civilization in this game, which I appreciate. Okay, so do we want to spin synthesis to get a really good species? I don't think we need any more to get a shitty one, or we could spend nothing to get the apes. I think we, just to show you the plants, I really want to show you guys how different species have different tech trees. It's really cool. So you'll see. Their age, instead of being called the Stone Age, it's called the Seed Age. Isn't that just a little subtle detail? You'll notice that their resource is beast feces. Because they're plants. So, you know, fertilizer or whatever. So, yeah, it's really interesting to see how it changes. Like the way that their tech moves and the resource types they get, and their artwork will also change over time as they age up. They'll find new ways to make their existence a little easier. I think that these ones will actually develop some kind of bioluminescence to attract, you know, bugs and whatnot. It's kind of cool. There was another screen here. Where was it? This one. This shows, okay, it's just like an overview of stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's that. If you want to kind of jumpstart your species, I think you always do have to give them at least one, yeah, to have them initiated here. Otherwise, if you don't, and you just go back to your other species, then they just kind of lay dormant here and nothing interesting happens. So you have to make sure you give them at least one little pip, I don't know what these are. And yeah, and then they'll get going. So they're called the Rama seeds. They don't have any knowledge of alien life forms. Neither of these do, because they're so early on in their tech. How could they possibly? But eventually they'll get to a point where they can send radio signals and they can detect radio signals. And then even further down the line, they'll start sending out ships that go between star systems that will take a long time. The ships take so long, it could span like multiple ages, and they get there, and then like their ancestors in their original homeworld might have gone extinct in that time. They might have moved on and aged up considerably, or migrated to a different world, or maybe they end up developing a spacecraft that is even faster. So then they end up on the colony that the first people were going to get on, and all kinds of really interesting things can happen. It's pretty cool. You can even have colonies that they grow up completely independent of their original homeworld and develop completely different societies, and they go and revisit their old homeworld, and they treat them like a different species. They're like, we're the same, but we've grown apart, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of cool. I'm rambling a lot. I love this game. I love Fermi Paradox. It's so cool. Okay, let's go back to the Demoni and see what they're about. We do have a chance to reduce their population growth further. Let's do that. We're killing them off a little bit. But don't worry, they are breeding like crazy, so it's fine. They have another development event. Consumption. What is being consumed? Damanis have mastered the art of creating elaborate, deadly structures to lure and capture animals. Built to withstand the elements, these intricate labyrinths are full of hidden spikes, pits, and snares that can kill countless prey while the hunter continues to roam freely. Okay, so they have invented trapping. Okay. Trapping. Is this good for them? Interesting. So this would actually dig into all the resources that we got through our conservation efforts. Do we want to roll back on that? We could prevent it. For each hunting season, the trap structures are burned to the ground. Further, to prevent over-harvesting, the locations where the structures are built are rotated each year. Or the Damanis are proud of their trap labyrinths and use them to great effect for many years. Eventually, however, the beasts of Vexus evolve to avoid the structures. I definitely don't want to do this. The structures are masterfully crafted and remain functional for many decades. In some cases, the traps continue to kill countless animals long after they've been forgotten by their builders. That's not good. So, I think we have enough synthesis to survive an extinction event. I really do. So I think that we should prevent this and keep their resources up. So yeah, you'll see the result here. They created elaborate, durable structures that could trap dozens of prey animals over a period of several weeks. In addition to making hunting more efficient, they served a ritual purpose, being burned at the end of each season as a sacrifice to the gods. So again, playing into the sort of spiritual angle that we've given the species, it's just really neat to see how all of these choices play together. We didn't even read the one about the calendar. Using a cyclic calendar, any who killed one of these sacred beasts would be ritually sacrificed, their life offered to balance their sacrilege. Ooh. I'm already thinking, like, religion is interesting in this game because just like real life, it can be used for great good or for great evil. And perhaps those sacrifices could turn into inquisitions. Who knows? Okay. Enough about them. Let's check on the Rama. How are they doing? How are you guys doing? You don't have any population. Oh, right. Because they're balanced. Right. So they don't fuck as much. So they have 0% growth. Harm potential is only 100. Utopia starts at 20. Resource scarcity in 26.6 thousand years. These guys are good. They can live off of their beast feces for a long time. They're very efficient in their shit eating. So, what can we do for them? I don't want to chance this because they're kind of good. We might focus on science for them. They can just age up because they're already at 0 growth. The Damanis. Yeah, keep your growth down. Alright. Territorial dispute is won by Band of Damani warriors, so we had some conflict happen between them there. I really like the role-playing element of this as well. In a weird way, it reminds me of Crusader Kings. Obviously much more simplistic, but that role-playing aspect is there. The Rama. The only kind of tedious part about this is once you get more than 2 species, like you get 3 or 4, it can get kind of tedious cycling between them. I like to go all the way out to see if I've missed anything, because again, sometimes more interesting things will come up out here. Nothing has yet. I think it's just because it's the first era. There is another way to cycle between them. You can click the arrows on the sides and it will just go directly to the next species. I think that the arrow keys do the same thing. Yeah. I'm really hoping that they refine this feature and give us like a list, maybe up here to click on to go to them or whatever. But for now, that's just how we navigate between them. We need to do... I don't want to chance with you guys. Just give me synthesis. Enemies from the beyond conquer our lands? Right, because they're more pacifists, so they're worried about that. You guys don't need Utopia, and again, I don't want a chance. I generally never do the chance ones unless I'm desperate or I'm just feeling like a challenge and I want to shake things up. Otherwise, no. Also, another interesting feature about this game is it has Twitch integration, which I am not a Twitch streamer, so I don't get that. But another interesting thing you can do is, hold on, let me show you. Actually, let me show you. You go settings, you can have autoplay. So if you want to treat this like an idle game, you can. You can just have it autoplay and it'll just pick things at random. You can autoplay your events too, or either or if you don't want to do both. And it just turns into an idle game. You can just leave on and watch play out and make random decisions that maybe you don't approve of, but it will make them anyway. So you can play it that way if you don't prefer, you know, just manually doing things and curating. You can just kind of watch it take its own sort of story. So these guys, let's continue bringing down their growth. I'm actually very surprised that we keep getting population reductions. Later in the game, at least in my past games, I would really struggle with overpopulation and getting lucky with those. This game's very RNG. I don't know if there's anything that would affect those things appearing more often, but that is a thing you can get. These guys don't need resources. And whenever you don't really know what to give them, again, it's like you could take a chance and I could get population reduction. That would help me. But what if I get population increase? You know, so you really have to weigh your risks. I'm just going to take a normal one from somewhere out here. Free commutation creates an unusual life form in the land region of Dogstar. But that doesn't actually give us a sentient species. It's just some organism that's not sentient. Or sapient. I don't know what the difference is between sapience and sentience. I used to know. The Damani, how are you guys doing still? Still doing good? Let's just skip directly over to these guys. Still nothing. Well, where will the gods lead us? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully to glory and to peace and prosperity. We could give them a population decrease, couldn't we? If we really want to be efficient going into the next age, that is a thing that you can do. Let's do that, because I think that they're doing pretty well. I think they're going to hit the next age soon. Let's have them decrease a little bit. Enlightenment in Tau Ceti. Complex burial rites. Across Tau Ceti 3, the Rama begin developing sophisticated burial rites for their dead. These ceremonies show reverence for the past and a willingness to remember those who came before. In some cases, an entire seed might come together to create a gravesite that will last for centuries. Okay, so they are developing burial rites for their people. Okay. We can spin synthesis to really focus on this, and it would give them a shit ton of utopia. Whatever their other differences, all the Rama seeds share reverence for the dead. This creates a bond of respect and understanding among the peoples of Tau Ceti 3. Now, I approve of this as the god of death and funeral rites myself, right? I am the son of Anubis. I'm all about this. But look, it takes like half of our synthesis. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know about that, baby. I don't know about doing that. So what we need to do is maybe we could do this. Each seed develops their own rituals to honor their dead. Those who lead these ceremonies are greatly respected, often holding a powerful position among their people. Okay. So rather than everyone doing this, each one develops their own rituals. It'll be interesting to see how that branches into things. Hopefully it doesn't lead to power struggles and conflict over whose is better. But we get some utopia for nothing. I think that's our best course of action. Let's do that. In the Ramessid age, none were as honored as those who led the great funeral rites of the Ramessids. These elaborate ceremonies brought communities together, letting them put aside their differences to remember their loved ones with both sadness and joy. Aw, how sweet. Okay, and then we go back to the Damani and check on them. Again, guys, this is a very slow game. This is not something that you would expect to see resolved in a day. I mean, maybe if you were just spamming your way through and not thinking about your decisions, but this is something, it's much like Civilization. Like, you're not playing it correctly if you finish it in less than an hour. Like, no. You need a campaign that spans quite a considerable amount of time, a full day or multiple days. In this game, depending on how you play, the speed at which you play, it take quite a long time, but there's a big payoff for it in the end, like seeing your species emerge the way you want it to. We could further decrease their science if we're really not happy with their growth. I mean, why not, just to show you. Wise folk manipulate the Damani sage camps for personal gain. So this is going to reduce the rate at which they're going to be aging up here. We could give that back to them if we wanted. We could give that back to them and make them age faster, but so that is something that you can do. Something you can do. Oh, I think I know what it is now. If you choose the negative ones, I think you get 2 synthesis instead of 1. I don't know. There's a lot of little nuanced details you kind of have to just pay attention to and figure out on your own. So these guys, again, nothing here is really appealing to me, and I'm kind of afraid to take a chance on anything because they're doing so well. So I'll just choose another one from out here. Sternoplanetoid enters an orbital pattern. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Ramessids. We could have them really age up. We wanted. We could. They're so close, though. I think not. We could. I'd much rather do something else with that time. Like, let's just get some more synthesis. So they established a new camp. Get some more utopia. I want to see if I can turn these guys to the light side of the force. Reduce your growth. Man, I think that the Damanis are actually going to hit 0 whenever they age up. That'll be pretty good for them. The Ramessids, how are they doing? Yeah, see, so they've reached the next stage, right? I think for your more normal terrestrial species, the next stage is like the Bronze Age, I think, or something like that. But here, because they're plants, they're the Cultivation Age. So the Rama have learned to mine simple metals, which they shape into a variety of tools. Using these, they can more easily prune their own growth and till the soil beneath their roots. They also begin domesticating and breeding animals, using them as beasts of burden, protection from herbivores, and a source of fertilizing manure. So it's again, I love reading, though. If you're not a person who enjoys reading, maybe you don't enjoy, but I love just going through this like it's a choose your path book. It's cool to see all the little things that change depending on all these different conditions. So whenever you age up, you can choose one of 3 things to do with this age. You can focus on wisdom, advancement, or power. Power is generally a bad idea, but it can give you some synthesis. Depending on the choices that you make, you'll get different amounts of synthesis from stuff. So this prevents you from, for example, spamming wisdom, because the more that you choose wisdom, the less synthesis that you'll get. And because this species already starts out with so much utopia and science, it's like the game's way of keeping things balanced. So they're already pretty good on these 2 things. So the game's like, why would you want to focus on those? We're going to penalize you for making that stupid choice, right? So it kind of guides you in that way. Then if you're really desperate for synthesis because you've made some really poor decisions, you could risk sending your species to war and dystopia to get a little bit. That's not worth 5, though, in my opinion. And then we could choose an advancement. Advancement is, I don't know. I don't actually remember what my strategy was for this. If you choose advancement, you get population growth, but you also get resources. I don't know if it's still an overall good decision. I feel like I recall the population growth being so much that this didn't matter. You got to make sure you're in a real good place for this one. Wisdom is good, but you have to keep up your momentum, right? Because if you age up too quickly, like I said, you'll get less and less synthesis. So then you'll get to a point where you're starved for synthesis and you can't choose this anymore. And then you have to start choosing other things. But your science is so high and you'll keep aging, and then you'll overpopulate because this is the only thing you can choose because your science just keeps forcing you through the ages. So that can go very poorly for you. Let's choose this just because it's been a while since I played and I want to know how far it pushes our population. Non-sapient plants are gathered and used to build the first large settlements. Seed storage and grafting techniques allow the Rama to shape the coming generations. So they're really focused on growth, basically. That's always going to be the general vibe there. So what were we? We were -2 and now we are +4. So we gained 6% growth. So maybe the strategy is to try and get to -6% growth just before you age up, huh? You can try for that, but yeah. So we're up at 4% growth. It's always good to have some growth though, right? Because you want to be able to pad yourself against farm potential, which this is gonna go up. You can try your hardest to keep this down, but conflict is just the way of life. That's just biology. You're going to have conflicts that happen. And so, yeah, you don't want to be underpopulated for those events when they do happen. With every age, I do this just to be safe. Again, I'll just go with a normal one. I feel like that they don't advance otherwise, so you have to, again, kickstart them at the beginning of each age. So they've invented simple metal tools that they're using to prune themselves and till the soil. Okay, and you'll see that this plant has like domesticated this crustacean looking creature in the artwork over here. And it's kind of interesting what's going on here. Okay, so that's that. Now they're known as the Rama forests. Their societies are called the Rama forests instead of the seeds. You'll notice this little star is filling in. And I think this represents like the ability to detect signals. I don't remember what that meant. What did that mean? There was... Okay. Let's read through the tutorials here. So these are the These are all the icons and what they mean, okay? Here it is. The stars represent tech level. Okay. When the research bar reaches 100%, society reaches a new age. We know that. Society doesn't have technology to leave the planet or to... Okay, so... At 1 star, the society doesn't have the technology to leave the planet or communicate via radio signals. At 2 stars, radio signals can be sent into space. Limited space travel is possible, and technology is capable of destroying all life on the planet. Oh, right, yeah. So you get to a certain point in your technology, right? And you start developing technology that is capable of triggering extinction events that are, you know, artificial, like... The biggest one I can think of is like nuclear war. I think another one was chemical warfare. You know, just if you allow those things to go unregulated, then it can be a bad time. Then interstellar areas, the 3 stars. Space travel becomes faster with each age, but technology can turn against its creators. So this will introduce additional extinction events, right? That are neither natural nor based around war, but based around just weird technologies that make life a little too easy. So you could get all kinds of like android stuff or you know, who knows. Obviously, there's more than 3 eras in this game. There are a lot of eras in this game. This is just a condensed version of it, I feel. Is there anything else in here? The stuff about radio signals? Industrial societies can send out signals that will travel through the galaxy at the speed of light. After many years, these signals will reach other stars. If a society has reached at least the nuclear age, they will be able to receive radio signals. This will trigger a special event. After the nuclear age, a society can build starships, but it is much more likely in the solar age or higher. A starship will travel to another star and either try to make contact with the inhabitants or build a colony on an uninhabited planet. Now, the really cool thing about starships, guys, you can have a society on a starship. It's not just a prop out here. You can click on this just like the planets, and it pulls up a screen just like the other screens. So they're like their own society, and you get all the same mechanics here to try and guide them. So you could have a species that just lives in space. You don't have to settle down. Once you get to your destination, you can be like, no thanks, and they'll just keep going through space. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Of course, it's very difficult to maintain a society like that, and their population will always be small. But it's cool that, you know, that there's that. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to the actual game. All right. So now these guys have advanced. Is there life after death? Is there life after death? I don't know. I don't know. Well, according to my lore, there is. Yes, the underworld. Yes. Do we want growth? No, we just got some growth because we focused on advancement. We do want to keep an eye on that. You don't want to ignore that number because, again, you go too high, you start sapping away these resources. Now, because we got resource scarcity in 75,000 years, I'm not concerned. I'm really not concerned at all. This is going to tick down very slowly, right? And it looks like they're using surface metal deposits instead of beast feces, so good for them. How's the Demani's doing? Obviously, they're behind in technology, but that's because we intentionally stunted their technological growth so that we could bring their growth down to prepare them for the next age. Let's take a chance here. Potential conflict. So we have conflict between two camps that was settled peacefully. Okay, so they became more peaceful. And we got an event. Oh no. Extinction and Vex. Rise of the beasts. Aggressive predator beasts on the garden planet Vexus savagely attack their intelligent tool-making neighbors. The creatures target settlements and replicate fast, jeopardizing the survival of the Demanis. Okay, so we have some animals that are causing real trouble for the Stone Age society. Okay. But I think we have enough synthesis to avoid this. We do. Okay, so it's 40. The Demanis react quickly and defend their settlements by building complicated traps for the predators. Okay, so they decide to dig in and become defensive and use their traps against them that they had. That's kind of cool. The minimal survivors, this is like if you're desperate, you don't have the synthesis. And what it'll do is you can see according to these icons, you end up with regressed technology. You end up with more peace because they're kind of in a state of desperation. No one's really in the mood to fight. And then you end up with a huge population hit. But, if I choose this, I lose 2.7 million people. That's almost everyone. I wonder what determines... Because I thought that potential casualties affected your extinction events. Does it not? Potential casualties. Is that just like from wars? Because I know wars are considered different than extinction events. Okay then. Maybe I don't know all that there is about this game. That's interesting that we still almost lose everyone. I thought that would only be a few 100,000. We could also go for a complete extinction. obviously everyone dies, right? What was the text here? The predators are a horrific menace to the Demani's. Many settlements fall. The survivors flee to remote islands where the beasts cannot reach them. So they take to the sea. They take to the islands. That's one way to get away from them. Or the complete extinction. The Damanis are no match against the monstrous animals. Younglings are eaten in the night, and hunters are overpowered by sheer numbers. After only a few generations, the Damanis are completely extinct. This is not the option that you want to choose. Although I have seen people play this game, and they would farm species that were designed specifically for getting synthesis. And that's a valid strategy. You could just have species that are purely for killing off so that you have synthesis to spend on your other species that you want to take care of. But that would get us plus 40. That's a lot of synthesis. I don't think we need that. I would much rather keep these guys alive and just have them build traps, the traps that they had perfected in the past to use against these predators. So there we go. There we go. I will over time talk less and less about these events. It's just because I'm introducing you guys to everything. I really want to just kind of squeal over everything. Just, the things, all the things. This is how they work. But this is a very chill game, and I hope that I can help ease you guys into it if it's a little intimidating to you, because it's really not. It's pretty simple. The only thing is there's some elements here that maybe aren't as readable as they could be. We need some more feedback on some different things, like potential casualties. I'm still not sure what that is. I think that this affects wars. I don't think it affects extinction events. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so let's just move on from that. We've survived that extinction event, so let's just continue on. Bring down that growth a little more with another climate shift. We've almost aged up. Let's see how the other guys are doing over here. How are they doing? Okay. Let's take a chance and see if we get a negative growth. We got positive utopia. That's cool too. Someone made an epic poem. So that's good. Why'd we have that in our lives? Poetry. Ooh. Look, I bet the next turn they're going to make it into their next age. So let's hit them again with the population. Natural hazards reduce the population. So now we're going to get a +6 growth on advancement. That is if we don't choose wisdom. But let's see. So they're going to enter the Bronze Age. So each species is going to have its own kind of like its own aesthetic on its age. This is the Bronze Age. In the Bronze Age, the Damanis begin testing the limits of their planet's generosity by cultivating crops, raising animals for food, clearing forests in order to build primitive cities. Early mining and metalworking skills allowed them to craft better weapons and tools, and they learn how to document knowledge via written language. Okay? So the common theme here with the Second Age is just like agricultural revolution, learning how to write, learning how to prosper. Wow, look. You see the outfit that they got for the Bronze Age. It's very, very prim, very proper, very strange. And they've got some paper because they've learned how to write. So yeah, that's kind of cool. What do we want to focus on? Like I said, we focus on advancement, we're gonna get +6 growth. I do really wish they would put the math in here. That would be handy, wouldn't it? So we could do that and get +6 growth. And that would be fine, I think. Or we could spin synthesis to get wisdom, but that's like almost all of our synthesis. I don't think I want to do that. That would give us medicine, law, and philosophy, apparently. This would just allow them to explore new areas and preserve their natural resources, developing early infrastructure. And then power, of course, for only 7 synthesis, not worth it. Defense becomes increasingly necessary. They begin exerting more power. Hunting bands evolve into primitive armies. I don't want that. Let's go with advancement. Let's do that. We also get, look at that, 14,000 years worth of resources. They also have surface metal deposits. So 14,000 years worth of that. We're good. With this growth level, as low as it is, I think we're fine. I think we're totally fine. So they can now build stable settlements on Vexus and sustain them with agriculture. Good. Good for you guys. Glad to see that happening. And yeah, that element of satisfaction is there, especially if you take an unbalanced species like the Demanis, who typically end up as bloodthirsty murderers. But because I'm so good at this game, I managed to stabilize their population, and now they have 14,000 years worth of resources. You see, I'm just that good. They are going to be in a good position for the rest of this age. Now, who knows what the other ages hold, but they're doing pretty well. Let's take a look at the Rama. How are they doing? How are you guys doing over here? I could kill your growth. Let's do that. A devastating insect plague consumes many Rama. So yeah, see how that event was different because they're plants, right? So an insect plague would be, that's their thing. That would keep their numbers down. Boppity-bee, boppity-boo, boppity-bee, boppity-boo, boppity-boo. And of course, I don't know if you can hear, but the music changes depending on stuff. I'll just go with a normal one because there's nothing good. Providing access to minerals on the surface. Okay, good. Glad that you guys have that. What do you guys have going on for you? Do we want to take another chance? Sure. Conflict is settled peacefully. Okay, so far our chances have all been positive outcomes. I wonder if your utopia value, like your ethical value, affects that. I don't know. I know it affects a lot of things, especially later in the game. The events get a lot more complex and your ethical values really come into play there. Okay, Rama Forests. What's your event? Growth in Tau Ceti. Is that it? Is that it? What's going on here? Deity of love. Ooh. The Rama have formed a growing cult around a deity of love, lust, and fertility. The followers of the goddess wander the lands and erect shrines and temples to her. And then we have, I guess not all the quotes are from sci-fi, are they? Because this one is, yeah, golden Aphrodite who stirs up sweet passion in the gods and subdues the tribes of mortal men. There's nothing among the blessed gods or among mortal men that has escaped Aphrodite. So this is like ancient Greek shit here. Huh. So here we have an interesting pathway to a civilization that could become very hedonistic. Right, that was in the update, which I thought was funny. The update is like changes the version number to 69 and it adds hedonism. It's like they're gonna have different civilization values. I can't remember what they're called. One of the first one that they have is hedonism or culture. It's culture, hedonistic culture status. So we could make these plants real lustful. These could be the horniest plants in the galaxy. Okay, but that obviously is gonna have an effect on our growth. So yeah, there's that. That's gonna make their growth skyrocket, but you're gonna get hedonistic culture. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting though? Let's give ourselves a challenge. The Rama become completely devoted to the love deity. The cult dominates daily life and rules society. The civilization of the Rama is ruled by a religious cult dedicated to the worship of a love and fertility deity. So now they're called the Rama fertility cults. I'm very intrigued as to where this will lead us. But look at their growth, 14%. Now, I'm not too alarmed by this, simply because we have 51,000 years worth of resources to burn through. So I feel like I've got time to bring that back down. But so yeah, so we have some very lovey-dovey plants over here. Also, hold on. Let me figure out what the hell is going on here. Okay, something weird is happening here. Da 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 da. Huh. I guess I didn't see that. I was testing to see if the chat box was working properly because I didn't see your message until now. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you were trying to make a reference, weren't you? It's been a while. But it's been a while since I played this game. That's probably what you were trying to respond to. Okay. I noticed it has been an hour, and these are short streams, but I want to be consistent and responsible and take those hourly breaks for stretching, okay? So we're going to do that, okay? Let's go back. Let us go back. All right. And let's get that going here. Get our music on. Get some sci-fi music on today for you. Okay. So it's time for our break. Get up and you take that. Go stretch. Go get yourself a snack or a drink. Whatever you got to do. Go do the doings. And we'll get back real quick, okay? Okay, hello. We're back. We're rested up. We've taken our mandatory break as ordered by me. Give me just a second here. I think that now that we have officially gone live and whatnot, I think we need to make some changes here. Let people know what we're playing. Okay. How are you guys doing? Are you having a lovely day? I hope that you are. Hope you're having the best day ever. I'm so sorry. I forgot to ask you guys how you guys were doing. I'm having a pretty good day myself. I had a nice shower. Nice long day. Just relaxing. Playing another game, actually, I'll be honest. I've been quite addicted to this little city builder called Kingdoms Reborn. Maybe I'll binge that on stream sometime for you, huh? All right, let's see here. There. But yeah, if you're not having a good day, I hope I can help make it a little better, as always. All right, there we go. Now the world will know what it is we're playing today. Okay. La-dee-dee, la-dee-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's get that out of here. Get out of here, title. I'm not feeding anymore. No. Let's go back into this paradox of the Fermi. Which, by the way, if you were wondering what that means, what that's about, it's a real thing. It's a real, thought experiment. It's called the Fermi paradox. You should Google it sometime. It'll bring up all kinds of fun stuff for you to look at. Okay? There's a really great video by on YouTube by, was it Kurzes? I can never quite pronounce it. It's like Kurzesagt. Yeah. Look up their channel and find the Fermi paradox, and they do a really good job of they put together this animation, everything explaining if the universe is 6 or whatever billion years old and life is generally easy to evolve, why is the galaxy so quiet? And that's the Fermi paradox, right? Now all this time in the building blocks of life, pretty easy to put together. And I mean, scientists know that Earth-like planets are all over the fucking galaxy. Where are they? Where are all the radio signals? Where are all the starships and interstellar empires that we were promised in sci-fi? Well, that's the Fermi paradox for you. Okay, enough about that. Let's try to figure out what the hell is going on here. Oh yeah. We have our hedonistic flowers. Yes. The new fertility cult emerges, blessed by the passion of the sexual deity. We need to slow you guys down. So we're going to have the priests manipulate the cults for personal gain. This will stunt their technological growth. To keep them from aging too quickly, because now we need to bring their fucking population down with natural hazards. Okay, so that is that. The demonic. Now, the only thing about this game, for me, if you've been around the sanctuary and you know that Lord Sokar has a shitty memory, okay? My amnesia can get in the way of this sometimes, where I will be doing things, doing shit, and then all of a sudden forget, and then I'll have a species that falls into absolute ruin because I forgot about them. And that's why I think this game would really benefit from some kind of list system, in the corner to track them all, rather than having to cycle through them manually. But, here's hoping. I think that the devs have talked about that, and I really hope that they incorporate that soon. Okay, you guys are very dystopian. I really want to change you guys around. I want to show you guys the beauty of art and loving each other. So get you guys into poetry, make you guys nice and emo, as you should be, as everyone needs to be. You guys are already pretty emo, right? You're very utopian. Okay, so, and do you want me to give you more utopia? Oh, why does the game keep minimizing for me? I don't think you saw that, but it keeps doing it for me. It's quite irritating. Okay, so now we need to go to Zamani, I suppose, since they good. Oh, that gave them growth. See, sometimes you get a chance that gives you population growth. So now settlement becomes center of trading commerce. We could slow them down. Sure, let's use writings to spread lies. Let's lie to them and give superstitions. The solar system. In my opinion, the solar system is actually kind of, it's a little more unique and rare. I've had very few games where I actually get life to happen in the solar system, or at least sentience. This is where your story comes in, huh? The mortals, the humans. But you can also do some funny things here. As you can see, the balanced species. We don't have the synthesis. We're only 2 synthesis away, but we could have dolphins, right? Because dolphins are like a very intelligent species on Earth. I don't know if you know this. Dolphins are really smart. So we could have a species of dolphins, and they could ascend and go to space and all the rest. And then there's humans. There's just boring all humans, airless humanoid mammals, aggressive but also quite clever. And then there's the unbalanced species, which are the dinosaurs, giant feathered reptiles with small brains. They hunt and they eat. So we could try and stop the dinosaurs from going extinct. What would happen? What would happen if the reptiles had ruled the planet instead of the mammals? What would have happened? What would have occurred? Well, you can explore that possibility in this game. But I don't feel like managing another unbalanced species and pulling it back from the brink. I'm really bad at multitasking, but if you are someone that is amazing at multitasking, like I said, you could give yourself that challenge. I'm gonna go with boring all humans. Okay? Now humans, they're known as the human tribes. They're in the Stone Age, okay? So pretty familiar territory, right? Their resources, beast herds, right? They're domesticating animals and whatever. So that's their whole thing. On Earth, the human civilization is born! This is actually really cool, because I don't really get the humans to spawn that many times in my games, as I've said, so kind of cool. Alright. So leave the humans to just simmer for a little while. Alright. Let's let them do their thing for a little bit, because they don't have anything special going on. Now, these Rama people, they're already 29% into their second age. I'm a little concerned. Do we get another chance? Teachings of the Rama love oratory in the hostility among rivaling cults. Okay. Becoming more pacifist. But I want you to stop growing. The Damani Sage realms and justice. Burning of the temples. Uh-oh. It's probably because they're still technically a dystopian society, huh? Probably. Due to an obscure reading of their holy texts, some Damanis come to believe that they will become immortal if they burn down their own holy temples. Raising these sacred sites without consequence would prove that they themselves are godlike. So this is an example. We made them a religious species, but clearly some things are going awry for them because they're a little on the dystopian side, morality-wise. We could prevent this. Leader of the fledgling sect accidentally sets themselves alight when trying to douse a temple in pitch. The Damani see this as divine retribution, and the practice is stopped immediately. That costs 10, though. What are the chances we do this and then we get an extinction event next turn? We're one synthesis short of stopping it. Or we can allow these things to continue and they become more dystopian. Oh my god, this one. Holy sites are the first to go, but soon priests burn alongside the buildings. Chaos reigns as the faithful are slaughtered en masse, and a new religion celebrating destruction replaces the old ways. Let's not do that. Let's not do that? That sounds horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's try and prevent this. I think the chance is pretty low we get a synthesis thing, and we can actually get another synthesis point just to be safe. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, leader of an immortality cult accidentally burned themselves alive trying to raise a temple. The demons recoiled in fear of punishment from the vengeance deities. Their culture had learned to fear the divine and would not challenge them again. Good for you guys. You shouldn't be burning people at the stake. That's not good. You need to slow down. The will of the sexual deities can only be read in the entrails of animals. What the fuck? Okay. This species is kind of losing their marbles. This species is kind of... I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're doing it. Oh, the sexual deities watching us. I like how... like that's instead of calling them the gods or whatever, the spirits, they all have their own thing depending on your choices. It's though the sexual deities watching us. Okay, you guys don't have any good choices. I'm hoping that you get some population reduction of some kind. You guys need more utopia. They've developed a new form of autistic expression. Yes, reduce your population. Okay, you guys are on the road to becoming my cultural civilization. I really think so. I really think so. You guys are making me nervous. You guys are making me nervous. Making me real nervous. You need to stop. Beautiful erotic carvings are shared among the Rama. Okay, that's their form of art. What's their development event? A great war threatens Tau Ceti. The Great Conquest. An exceptionally talented Rama military officer begins to rise through the ranks. As success follows success, the legend of this officer's martial prowess grows, attracting legions of loyal followers. Soon, the war leader announces their ultimate ambition, a grand campaign to conquer every corner of the known world. And the quote from Alexander the Great. Okay. Well, this would certainly help with bringing down the population growth. It would induce a little bit of dystopia. But they're sitting pretty on a lot of resources, so I'm not too concerned about the hit to the resources. Maybe we go with regular conflict. Because I don't want a chance getting an extinction, losing 10 and getting an extinction. That's something that could happen. So let's go with the regular conflict. The campaign lasts years and subdues many nations. Countless Rama lives are lost in the chaos that follows. So we lose 180.5 thousand, but we have 3.6 million, and they are fucking like no tomorrow. So that's nothing. I took off a 0.1, you know, like it's nothing. Okay. Many peoples were crushed by the great conqueror's inexorable armies. This leader's impact on Rama society was felt everywhere, and their name and image could be found all over Tau Ceti 3, from its currency to its funerary regalia. Interesting. That certainly took the growth down. That's good. Let's do this. Manipulating for personal gain. Good. Keep them scientifically stunted. I like to keep all of my species dumb. Not super dumb, but just slow. So that I as a person, as a player, as an amnesiac jackal, can keep up with them. Okay. What are you? Conflict is settled peacefully. You guys are really turning out well. You guys are really surprising me. Oh, the humans. See, I already forgot about them. I already forgot about you guys. Oops. Forgot we had you guys. Let's take a chance here. Oh, you've increased your growth. Abandon their clans and wander Earth in search of new lands. Okay, that's fine, but be careful. Be careful, humans. The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated. You're aging up too quickly, humans. 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 Stop it. Stop. Okay, there you go. A territorial dispute is won by a band of human warriors. Yes. Kill them off. 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 The god of death demands it. Okay. Depopulation. Look, they even got a depopulation event. Toxic plants. The humans find a sweet and delicious plant in the wilderness of Earth. Unfortunately, its consumption is deadly in the long term, and many humans become ill and perish. And we have a nice little piece from Ovid, the Roman poet. Cabarus, provoked to a rabid frenzy, filled all the air with his simultaneous three-headed howling, and spattered the green fields with white flecks of foam. These are supposed to have congealed and found food to multiply, gaining harmful strength from the rich soil. Probably a way of them explaining disease spread, huh? They thought it was Cabarus. Cerberus. I don't remember who was a hard seer. I don't know. Okay. Prevention. Should we prevent this? No, because we need you guys. We need you to die. I need you to die. Many perish because of the extensive intake of toxins, and the humans start to avoid most plants that they find in the wilderness. Numbers of their tribes slowly decline. It would reduce our synthesis, though. Why does it reduce my synthesis to do that? I think the game has caught on to my strategy. I don't think that this strategy is viable anymore, is it? I don't know. Because I've used so much population control, is the game like, hey, I know what you're doing, and I'm going to penalize you for that. I don't know. So maybe we should stop it. Wise folk of the humans find a way to neutralize the toxins. The tale travels fast, and the sweet food is available for all tribes on Earth. Fine. 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 I'll let you live. I will allow you to live just this once. But hey, we got a chance to use natural hazards to kill them off, so that's good too. Yay! I still get death. Okay. How is the Rama? How are you doing, fertility cults? You guys need to... Ooh, please stop. They're gonna age up and hit 12% growth, aren't they? I'm very nervous about that situation. Hey, look, we're finally getting things down here that are different. So we have a depopulation for Earth. Sure. Okay, now they're stabilized. Good for them. Don't have to worry about them till they age up. The Rama, we need to stop. We need to spread some lies and superstition here. Stop spreading the lies. And then we need a new fertility cult emerges blessed by the passion of the sexual deity. You need depopulate. Stop it. Human tribes, New Age. So the humans have reached the Bronze Age, have they? Okay, we've read all this before. We've read all of that before. What are you all about? What are you doing with your life, huh? Oh, so look at the artwork now. They got some like fur elements and some jewelry going on. Okay. So here's a good example. We could choose wisdom or no synthesis. No loss, no gain. We can just have it. And it would give us utopia and science. But we have to be mindful of the future if we do that. Or we go with advancement, give us some growth that reduces synthesis. I think we go with wisdom. Humans apply their newfound knowledge and communication skills to societal improvements in the budding disciplines of medicine, law, and philosophy. Do it. Okay, so humans are now officially utopian. They've crossed the threshold and they're now considered utopian. Good. Good. Okay, so we do this. So they can now build stable settlements and sustain them with agriculture. Good for you. What's going on, Damani? What happened? Paradigm shift. What does that mean? The ship of state. With the establishment of the first city-states, enlightened thinkers argue that their governance should be given to philosopher monarchs. These benevolent leaders with absolute power should rule the state like a skilled and professional captain commands a ship sailing the sea regions of Vexus. They posit that in order to reach the tranquil waters of peace and prosperity, a wise navigator must interpret the ethical star map for the Demanis to follow. And then we have a quote from Socrates: "Until political power and philosophy entirely coincide, cities will have no rest from evils." Yes, quite deep philosophical. So you guys want to form city-states with philosopher kings. Is that what you guys want? Is that what you want? Well, if we do that, then you grow and you lose resources. Oh my god, that is a bad combination. That is not good. That's actually not good. If you do that, that would be what I would think not good. I think... God, I hate this. This is an example of one of the first decisions in the game we've had to make where it's just not good all around. You just have to choose the lesser of two evils because the good one isn't even... We don't have enough to afford it. We're 4 away, and I wouldn't do it anyway because we need enough to protect against an extinction. God, that sucks. So we do this. We're gonna get lots of population. We're gonna lose a shit ton of resources. That's gonna be a resource crisis probably. He's rapidly expanding city-states. Or we go into cultural dissent. We lose all of our progress with the utopia, so we become dystopian again. We become more warlike. But we gain synthesis. The rising city-states are seen as a threat to neighboring sage realms, whose trapper rulers rally spear trappers and rider hordes to overthrow the philosopher monarchs. Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry to do this to you, Demanis, but you leave me no choice. This is going to be an overpopulation nightmare. I'd rather deal with this than that. Ooh, that's a lot of dystopia. And now potential casualties are 1.3 million if they go to war. Dystopia 35%. The unpopular rule of philosopher monarchs did not last long on Vexus. Their city-states were assailed by anti-intellectual neighbors, and brutal suppression of philosophy followed for a long area afterwards. I didn't read fast enough. Is it still here? Cynical Demanis used to joke that anyone caught thinking would be executed. Well, sucks for you guys, but look, I gotta keep you guys nice and managed. I need to keep you managed. I'm sorry. The humans, how are you guys doing? They've just entered the Bronze Age. We can reduce their population to keep them down. so that when they age up, they'll be good. Give them some resources here. Let's have them get a little bit more science, actually. Let's give them a little bit more of that, and I think they should be good. How's Rama doing? Hello, Rama. Ooh, shit, that was bad. I took a chance and I gave them more growth. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so they've reached age 3, the pollination age. Advanced metalworking techniques make it possible to maintain large soil fields and create effective weapons to fend off fauna. Most importantly, pollinating insects are now domesticated, sparking a social revolution of directed reproduction. If there's one thing the Rama are good at, it is reproducing. Okay, we might have saved it. We don't have to spend any synthesis to get wisdom. But if we do that, they're going to age up faster. Do you understand now how this could get out of hand? Because the next age, we might be locked out of that option and be forced to choose advancement. Strategy. So I'm tempted to go with power, actually. Because we have a lot of utopia, right? We could spin some of that utopia. I really don't want to advance too quickly. I'm afraid of advancing too quickly. Study of self-pollination opens up new discussions about the nature of self, stewardship of the planet, and an investigation of ancient taboos. Let's do it. Let's just go for it. I think we can bring down a growth rate of 6. As long as we get on that immediately, I think we can do it. The humans, power and soul, liquid fire. The humans developed an incendiary liquid for use in naval battles, spewed from ship-mounted nozzles or catapulted in ceramic grenades. The deadly mixture can continue burning while floating on water. Okay, so this is Greek fire. That's what that is. Yes. Yes. Ancient flamethrower. Okay. Liquid fire. Okay. What do we do? If we do that, we could have regular development. I don't know. I don't want to lose 40 synthesis. God, that's an entire, like, extinction prevention amount, right? Let's just do this. Liquid fire is a very effective weapon, allowing the humans to blaze new trails in military development. So it's the neutral option. If we just let it happen, let this technology happen, it's probably gonna, yeah, it raises it a little bit, but that's fine. That is fine. Let's keep aging up. We need to get out of this age. Sure, have some more resources. Right, Rama, we spent 2 turns. We should have been focusing on this. Rama fighters lay down their bark cutters and abandon the art of war. That's interesting how they call it that. Let's try to bring your science down. Stop spreading the rumors around. Come on. I'm gonna bring this growth down. I really do. Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to see the growth do that. That's not what I want to see. How's the demonic? Bring that growth down too. See, my fixation is on growth because late game, it is a bitch. Most of my civs would die from overpopulation or overconsumption. So that was always my solution. The lights in our sky go dark one day. I don't know. What an interesting introspective thought. You, though, need to stop that. Okay, we got more resources. I guess that's fine. Okay, growth and vex. See, now we're kind of moving on. Now we're moving a little faster. I feel like you guys have come to grips with the mechanics. Harsh weather changes cause many Damani tribes to seek out warmer and more fertile lands. In the process, they spread regional culture and crafts across Vexus. Do they? Do they? Is this good? Oh no, it's growth. I don't want growth. Stop it. Let's just have it a dead end. The warmer climes of Vexus are fiercely defended by native populations, which block the flow of migration. Let's do that. After a series of historically ill-fated voyages involving starvation and massacre when traversing the plains of Vexus, the Dormanis passed down songs and legends about abandoned homelands and barbaric invaders. Those terrifying myths made them distrustful of strangers, and they tended to stay put. Good. Good. You guys need to keep your growth down. I like this number here. I like slight growth. That's good. Humans, I'm actually having in decline because we're about to age up. You see, strategy and whatnot. Yes. Humans are fine. The Manis are fine. The Rama, I am concerned about. I really want to slow their science down. So we're just spreading lies. We're just trying to keep them in the dark on their science because we need them to just give us a little time to figure out this problem. Okay? That's what we're doing. What are the humans? What's going on? The Iron Age. Are they the first to reach the Third Age? No, I think the Rama reached the Third Age. So the humans' Third Age is called the Iron Age. Empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. Metalworking humans forge tools and develop the skills needed to create simple machinery, while expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose and a moral compass. Organized religion also has the potential to bring about great atrocities. Yes. So this is the part of the game where we get into the fun parts of religion, where it can get really crazy. It can become this like crazy enlightening thing that just makes you super utopian. You get all kinds of fun events, or it can become really horrible and kill lots of people and make things not so good. So again, it all depends on our choices. We have to really maneuver through each era very carefully. So humans, we got wisdom. Look how much synthesis we have. We could do that. I wouldn't mind spending that. Or, I mean, growth, right? Growth, right? But do I need it? Look how many resources I got. Maybe we should spend for the wisdom, actually. Monks transcribe knowledge in books that scholars are eager to get their hands on. As ever, humanity looks to the heavens for guidance. Maybe this is our positive medieval religion here. Let's go for that. Okay, humans can now increase the size of their cities and access more regions. Yes. Good. Great. Glad that is a thing for you. I am a little concerned because potential casualties is now at 1.2 million. We need to stay above that number if we're going to be dropping our population. It can go the other way, because you get in one world war, and if your potential casualties are higher than that, then that world war can just fucking decimate everything that you had going for you. Okay? Gotta make sure we get enough people to carry on. Humans establish a new republic. Okay, hold on. I need a drink. Okay. Okay, humans, you seem to be fine. How are the Rama doing? Oh, bring down the population. Volcanic eruption destroys an entire orchard of Rama. Good. Good fucking things. They need to die. Let's kill more of them. Another eruption. Okay, good. Good. They're fucking weeds. They need to stop growing. Okay. Good. Okay. I think we finally got them stabilized here. I think this is good. This is good for us. Another Damani. Damani. You've lost so much progress with your whole ethical values. We had that one event happen. We were forced to, I don't even remember what we were forced to do. What were we forced to do? Oh yeah, the city-states were overthrown by barbarians. We had to just allow that to happen because we couldn't choose anything else. So maybe we should start trying to crawl back towards becoming a more civilized society. Rama, depopulation, that's fine. Poor hygiene. The rise of cities on Tau Ceti 3 and the crowded living conditions in these new urban centers lead to the spread of diseases and infections. Due to their unawareness of the benefits of proper cleaning, washing, and sanitation, many Rama die an early death. Those are fucking disgusting weeds. These Rama plants they're filthy. They're gross. They are disgusting. Let's have this happen, but it's not going to be a massive depopulation. Just a little bit. The death rate in grimy urban centers is high, and the Rama tend to settle in rural areas while their population numbers slowly fall. So if we do this, there we go. Now we have a minus 4%. And this is perfect because we can age up, we can focus on advancement, we can get a plus 6% growth, which would bring us to plus 2% net positive. Next age, it's good. I'm thinking long term. These are big brain moves, okay? That depopulation is going to keep this hedonistic fertility cult plant species going, okay? So now I actually want to focus on science for them because now we are ready to age up. I'm confident that they are totally ready to age up. Okay. Humans, how you doing? What's going on, humans? What is going on? You, I guess you're fine. Oops, wrong system. You are fine. Let's just take a chance and do something. It didn't do anything, did it? Didn't do anything for me. Depopulate. Because you're gonna be, yeah, you're good. You're fine. The Rama, Ba-ra-ra-ma-ma. I can't believe it took me that long just to think of that. Now, okay, they got more resources. You need, what do you need? What do you need? You don't need utopia. You're already fine with utopia. These guys need utopia. Give them utopia. New form of artistic expression. Yes, artistic expression, not repression. That's going to take forever, though, because it gives you such a little boost. They need an event that gives them utopia. A reduction, that's not what I want. I don't want a reduction. I want an increase. Volcanic riches. The sages of the Damanis learned to harvest the ashes of Vexus's volcanoes, using them as the key ingredient in a robust building material that will last for centuries. But the danger of mining active volcanoes poses great risk. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So what are we doing about that? Wow, it would be a civilization pillar if we did that. As the Sage Realms learn the usefulness of volcanic materials, their settlements soon come to be dominated by ash-based concrete block structures. Gleaming obsidian becomes widely used as an ornamental facing, giving both their buildings and their personal decorations a unique appearance. Ooh, obsidian! We have almost 100 synthesis to spend here. Maybe we should do it. They're gonna have so many resources. Let's do it. Sounds cool. Wow, look. Now we're back 30,000 years worth of volcanic ashes. That's their resource type now. Inhabitants of Vexus grew obsessed with volcanic materials, constructing their black settlements from materials from ash, concrete, and obsidian. Over time, the volcanoes grew to be revered, and the civilization gave themselves a new name in honor of the Great Mountains, the Vulcanites. Oh, so they changed their name. The Damanis are now known as the Vulcanite Sage Realms. Oh, interesting. The Vulcanites. Cool. Cool. Interesting thing about that. I would like more utopia. I would like more utopia. I would like so much utopia. I would like so much, actually. How the Rama? How are you guys doing? How are you doing over here, huh? I might actually depopulate you a little bit more, just because I want you to be an even 0 when we finally age up. I know I'm so cruel, but you know. I want to make sure you guys keep it in your pants, okay? Okay? Now, humans. Humans. Listen. You're doing well. You're not aging up quickly enough, and I'm a little concerned that you're dropping population a little too quickly. I might have to give you population. I might have to give you population. I'm concerned about that. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. What about you? You're still... You guys need to age up already, please. Love will conquer all. They would say that. They're obsessed with love and loving one another. Okay. How far is this going up? 85... 89. So we're going up 4% each. So they'll be up soon. They will be aged up soon. The Vulcanites. The Vulcanites! You guys are just kind of cruising. You're just kind of... Yeah. The only thing I'm really concerned about you is your dystopia level, but other than that... I hope we get an event that... Ooh, another species? The Regal system. Life evolved in Regal 7. Life form on the ice planet Regal 7 has started making simple tools and has developed a rudimentary language, for which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Regal system. So we have an ice planet. This is going to be an ice-based species. We can't get this. These would be aquatic. Aquatic species are always really fun in this game. They have all kinds of unique stuff that happens with them. We can't get them because they cost 60 synthesis that we don't have. These are your standard mammalian, aggressive humanoid pig creatures wandering the ice plains, primarily to compete with others of their kin. These are basically the Tauren from World of Warcraft. Basically. Actually, their whole lore in this game is very similar. They're just a warrior culture. Unbalanced species. The Dorloth. Another plant species. Oh, they dwell under the ice, rising at nightfall to wander the surface to feed on other organisms for nutrients. Does that suggest they're aquatic? I don't know if they're aquatic or not. But they are unbalanced. Do we want to deal with another unbalanced species? I'm always a little wary. Although... we have managed to get the Damani, who are now known as the Vulcanites. We managed to get the Vulcanites to a point where they're no longer really unbalanced. So maybe we could bring in another unbalanced species. Just because I'm curious if they're aquatic. Another plant species. Dorloth scrubs. I don't think they are aquatic, because it's saying that they belong to the Stone Age. Dorla civilization is born. Their growth is way too high. We're gonna stunt you guys right away. No science for you. No science for you. Humans. Paradigm shift. Mandate of heaven. In a region of Earth, the humans believe that their consuls are chosen by the gods to rule over them. A powerful dynasty arises and establishes a celestial republic, but it is told that the will of heaven can be revoked if the rulers displease the gods. Is that so? Well, cultural ascent. That's all good things, but it costs 60 synthesis. I don't want to do that. Oh, it's this decision again. Damn it. We're gonna get population, but we're also going to lose a lot of resources. Or cultural descent, which gives us more potential casualties and more dystopia. I don't want to choose that because we're already at 1.2 million potential casualties. If we do that, that'll push us over the threshold. We will lose everyone if they ever go to war or anything. I think we should go with the middle option. As much as it pains me, we are negative growth, so that will pad it a little bit, right? We have enough resources for 14.9 thousand years. Maybe I shouldn't be so worried. Celestial Empire expands all over Earth. The belief that their domain should reach everything under the sky leads to exploration in many new cities. Okay. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. We have a massive empire on Earth right now. Somewhat peaceful, I imagine. Okay. You guys, oh, in percent growth. Humans. Listen, am I gonna have to discipline you the same way I disciplined the Rama? Am I going to have to discipline you with your reproductive practices? How about the Rama? Oh, speaking of the Rama, they appear to have reached their next age, the Float Age. Great floating islands of ocean flora allow the Rama to reach all corners of Tau Ceti 3. These living rafts provide nutrients and stability for long voyages. The largest serving almost as floating cities. A new age of exploration has begun. It has begun. Okay. So, next age, and then we'll take our break after we make this decision, okay? Let's see. We could go for wisdom, but we need growth, don't we? Yes. That's what we decided, because we did the -6. So we do this. Listen, watch. I know the math. If we do this, it will bring us to a net 0. It will. Watch. The Rama used the Great Floating Islands to colonize empty lands across the planet. Soon, new orchards are sprouting up everywhere. Again, I love the little change, like they're orchards, right? Because they're plant species. Okay. Watch this number. And 0. We did it. We stabilized the Rama. They are now. I don't care what they do in their bedrooms now. They can do whatever they want to do, but I refuse to allow them to overpopulate. Okay, all right. The Rama travel across the oceans of Tau Ceti 3 on floating islands and plant matter. These living rafts vastly expand the reach of their plantations. Oh, so they've made rafts out of plant matter. That's interesting. Okay, but we are going to take our little brief break. So I'm gonna be gone for a few minutes. Okay. As we get up and get ourselves having that break. So you get yourself up and you stretch. You stretch. You gotta be healthy. You gotta make sure that you are stretching, and you gotta make sure you are going and you are pee-peeing and you are getting your snack and you are eating, take care of yourself, okay? And we'll be back in a few minutes, all right? Hello, everybody. Hello, my darlings. I have returned. Let us turn that off. Okay. Are you all stretched? Are you all nice and stretched? Have you stretched your butt cheeks like I told you to? You better have. You better have. I will know. I will know. Okay. Now that we've all taken care of ourselves, we've addressed our collective health, I will allow us to travel back to the portal, all right? All right? All right, here we go, here we go. And we're back. Okay, so when we left off, we were doing a little population management, okay? We were trying to convince the Rama, in particular, that listen, you can have fun, you can have a little fun, but please stop having families that are like 100 kids each. It's ridiculous. Okay, you gotta be a little safer about that. Okay, so we've successfully managed to convince them of this, and now their growth is a nice stable 0. Thank you. So this Rama fertility cult is now, they have been properly managed, and I'm fine. This is what we call ethical hedonism, class. That's what this is. Okay? It's all balanced, it's all fun, everyone's having fun, but it's all balanced, it's all safe. And that's how I like it. Now, here, you need to age up, don't you? You need to age up. You need to age up. I'm sick and tired of you being in the Bronze Age. Let's kind of take stock here and see where everyone is. You're in age 4, and you are in age 3. Okay, so Rama is still the most advanced. Okay. The humans could catch up, though. The humans could catch up. They might. They might. Although this growth, I'm a little concerned about that. I forgot about that. I'm going to have to educate the humans. The humans are not practicing safe sex, and I'm going to have to discipline them with various natural disasters to thin their numbers down until they learn. Innate injustice causes suffering and despair. Well, you're about to receive a whole lot more suffering and despair, okay? You need to stop growing. Can you stop? Humans, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, the Vulcanites, consumption and vex. Vulcanite builders learn to erect large barriers to stop the flow of water on Vexus. Oh, okay. These can be used to create reservoirs of drinking water, prevent floods, improve irrigation, or create fishing areas. As the Vulcanite Sage Realms master these techniques, however, they begin to consume more resources and risk destroying biodiversity by flooding sensitive valleys. Okay, so they're building dams. What I tell you about building them damn dams? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Okay, so this is gonna dip into their resources. I don't feel like spending 50 synthesis to prevent this. They have 30,000 years worth of resources. They can afford to build some dams, right? Large black settlements are constructed on top of the massive dams. Many waterways in Vexus run dry while other ecosystems are destroyed by floods. Well, sorry, but I don't feel like preventing it. I need this synthesis. I need it. This game, you always have to expect the worst. You need a nice pile of synthesis to sit on. Right? Right? Yes. You have Utopia. You need Utopia. You badly need Utopia. You keep getting negative events. I'm sick of it. You need depopulation. Okay? You need depopulate. Depopulate, please, for me. For me. You're getting dangerously close to age 4, and I'm not ready. I am not ready. I am not prepared. Can you please stop? I'm just taking all the chances to stop this. Oh no. Humans. Humans! Okay. Vulcanites. Vulcanites reached the Iron Age. Congratulations. Yay. So they've done all of that. The Vulcanites? What are you going to be doing for me? Well, wisdom is only 20 synthesis. I have 82. Sure. Let's do that. Look at their Utopia. It jumped up quite a bit, didn't it? Good for them. Vulcanites can now increase the size of their cities, blah, blah, blah. Humans aged up. They've reached the nautical age. I'm assuming they can reach other continents now. Humans develop vessels capable of exploring the farthest corners of their planet. The flourishing traffic of goods and ideas advances the fields of navigation, chemistry, and engineering. To safeguard the accumulated knowledge of human civilization, emerging universities begin to house collections of printed books. Cool. Cool. Glad to have that. But you guys seriously need to stop procreating. I do not want to choose advancement here, because if I do, that's going to be a bad time. That's going to bring them up to 18% growth. They're going to explode. There's no way they're going to have enough resources to sustain themselves. The only two other options are wisdom and power. The two pieces of the Triforce. Wisdom, we get science and we get Utopia, but they'll just age faster and we'll have the same problem next stage. We will only have delayed our problem. Power. Power will bring us down into with less Utopia and more militantism or whatever. But we might have to do that. I hate that. I hate it. Oh no, guys, the humans of all the species are proving to be the most challenging. So we're gonna do that. Oof. Oh no. Potential casualties. You see how that's over my current population? That's not good. That is not the combination of numbers you would like to see. Okay? This needs to be the top in this relationship, not the bottom. Okay? And that's what's happening right now. This is not good. Oh boy. I might actually leave the growth like this for a little bit just so I can get over 5 million and try to slow down their scientific progression. Please slow down. Ooh, the resources. We just lost a lot of resources there. Okay, humans. A great war threatens Regal. Oh, well, shit is just all hitting the fan everywhere. Competition over hunting grounds has turned the tribes of the Dorloth against each other. This is the... Oh no, I completely forgot about the Dorloth. Oh no. I forgot that we, yeah, I forgot we had a new species to take care of, and I kind of just left them out there. Barbaric leaders push to wipe out neighboring tribes before they can do the same to them. Oh no. How are you guys doing? Oh, well, peace. We can just white peace this, because look at that. There's 0. A council of wise leaders from the weaker tribes peacefully settle the land disputes with the dominant tribes. 0 synthesis. Okay, but you guys have a similar problem to the humans. It's a little more advanced. Should we allow this to play out? It would reduce population, but it would also reduce resources. I don't know by how much. I don't know. I wonder if that would help with that. That's a pretty big number. The voices calling for violence get their wish, and the ensuing battles cost many lives. Let's just allow it to occur. Let's allow it to occur. See what happens to our resources. It's at 1306. Growth is at 12%. Okay, resources went down, but the growth went down to 6%. So I think that's good, right? I think it's good, right? The ancestors of the Dorloth were brutal war chieftains. Domination of the weak by the strong was an accepted cultural paradigm in this civilization. Oh no, what have we created? What have we created? 25% dystopia. I think that's more dystopia than the Vulcanites, isn't it? Oh, it's 1% more, not that much more. So the Dorloth need... What do they need? I might need to slow down their research, because we need to... Yeah, we need to slow them down. Give them resources. I don't know why this glitch is occurring here. That wasn't there before. But today's playthrough is just got that weird... I think the meter still goes down. It's just... Is it different for everyone? Here, let's see. That one's shimmering. No, that one's full. So they are still according to, like, the numbers. They're just shimmering for some reason. Okay. Depopulate the humans. I forgot about you. Okay, so you can see how this kind of unfolds, right? It can get a little chaotic if you get several species together. Gotta really take your time and look around. Be aware of what's happening. The humans, deadly pandemic. Oh boy, we're getting several depopulations in a row for the humans. Wow, I've never gotten that many in a row. Good, good gumdrops, I meant to say. Goody gumdrops. Power in Tau Ceti. Gunpowder experts. For centuries, the Rama have been tinkering with gunpowder. This volatile mixture previously graced battlefields and unstable flamethrowers and simple incendiary projectiles, often burning friend and foe in equal measure. But now, as they refine their weaponry, cannons deliver long-range damage more effectively, and advanced grenades and incendiary grenades stand poised to change the nature of war in Tau Ceti 3 forever. There's a quote here from a pope. The smell of gunpowder is sweeter to me than all the perfumes of Arabia. Oh my god. What a horrible thing to say. Okay then. Let's see here. Do we want to prevent this? Or do we want to allow this? We could super allow this, and that would be really bad. I think prevent it. I don't want to risk. The Rama have got, they're 4.3 million strong. But if I allow this to occur, that's probably gonna change. Miscalculations in the composition of gunpowder lead to many accidents and premature explosions. With such unreliable weapons, the Rama don't level up their warfare at this time. Good! No gunpowder. None for them. No guns for the Rama. That's fine. That's fine. They should be more focused on their lovemaking, right? They're a hedonistic culture. Okay. Let's see what else we got. The Dorloth, right? You guys, I want to pay more attention to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got a little involved. We got this crazy polyamorous relationship with like 4 different species going on here. It's a lot to manage, okay? Dorloth, look. I need you to calm down on your growth, okay? You're going a little too fast for me. I've had to have this discussion with, you know, with the Rama. I'm gonna have to have it with you. Actually, I had this discussion with the humans and the Rama. I'm gonna have to have this discussion with you as well. I might have had the same discussion with the Damani, the Vulcanites. I can't remember. But look, it's just crucial that I keep you at a controllable level of growth. This is not a controllable level of growth. You see the 6? That's going to become a 12 if we are forced to choose advancement. And I can't have that. I don't want that. How are the humans doing? Humans? Are you doing good? Are you doing good? You've increased your resources by establishing new resource management methods. Good for you. Good for you. Glad to see that. Dorloth? Maybe have a little bit of utopia in your life. Maybe a little more utopia. You looking pretty down. Oh, you raised your dystopia back up after I tried to reduce it. Okay, that's just how you want to be. That's fine. That's fine. That's just, I'm not going to change you. You know, I can't force you to be utopian if you really want to be dystopian. To preserve their knowledge gathered through the ages, Vulcanites erect magnificent libraries in their major cities. Valuable books and manuscripts are painstakingly transcribed, and ancient scrolls are preserved in these hallowed halls. The contents of the great libraries range from religious manuscripts to mathematical treatises, with some mystical tomes even transcending distinct genres. What a sentence. God, that is really hard to read for some reason. With some mystical tomes even transcending distinct genres. It's almost like a tongue twister. Okay. I love that quote, by the way. I didn't get to see who said it. It was like, libraries were the most dangerous weapon of all. They were full of new ideas or something. That was cool. Okay. We need science. Do we? Do we need science? I don't know if we need science. It would be a civilization pillar to unify the lore of the Vulcanites. The vast libraries are made open to all. Visiting scholars bring rare books from their homelands to promote cultural exchange. I am all about that. Let's do that. We have the synthesis to spend, sure. For a civilization pillar? Yes, please. Look how far this species has come. I am probably most proud of this species because they used to be a very aggressive species when they first started, and now look at them. They're so civilized. Okay. They're still very dystopian, but they're advancing. They're getting there. Little steps. There's a lot more game here than this. Okay, I just want you to know we haven't even filled up one of these stars, and this is like your progression in technology, right? We still have several more ages to get through. Let's just let's just go around the table here and check up on these guys here. Rama, how are you doing? How you doing, Rama? I know it's been a while. You doing all right? Okay, I didn't mean to go that way, but fine. I guess we're going that way. Humans, hey, humans, you guys are still... I mean, you got over 5 million, so that's good. Happy 8 million humans. Happy 8 million humans. Good for you. Give you some utopia. Sure, why not? Now he got 69 synthesis. Depopulate. Okay. What's next? Vulcanites? Hello, Vulcanites. What's going on? They reached nautical age. Vulcanites develop vessels capable of exploring the farthest corners, just like the humans, okay? So the Vulcanites and the humans are now the same, aren't they? Technologically. So that's cool. All right, Vulcanites, what are you gonna do? Not wisdom, that's all of our synthesis. Advancement? Might have to. I don't want to see you guys get more dystopian. Go with advancement. Exploration encourages the Vulcanites to engineer larger vessels and better food preservation to keep up with the demands of global trade. Do it! You do that. We do this. We do that. Okay. Get some utopia in there. Sure, advances in architecture inspire redesign of their library capitals. Cool. I would love to see you guys become a little more utopian. Okay. You are... It's only 2% growth, right? It's only 2%. Let's take a chance here. Army Musketeers is defeated. Oh, you became more militaristic. Eee, that was a bad chance. Use some more resources. Okay, how about that? How about you get more resources? Development event? Extinction! Not yet, just an extinction warning. Okay? While exploring Earth's polar regions, human expedition teams are infected by parasites trapped in the ice. The deadly spore-like structures replicate at astounding speeds, and the humans have no natural defenses against them. If allowed to spread, the parasites can wipe out the entire population of Earth. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that sounds like a horror story. Going into the Arctic and unearthing the permafrost and becoming infected by a parasite. What do we got? Ooh, that's so sad. Aware of the parasite's deadly nature, the infected polar explorers decide, for the good of human society, not to return home. Oh, this really is a horror story. Damn. But I mean, the alternative is 8 million people die. And we only have 8.4. And then, of course, complete extinction. Wow. Parasite enters water supply and spreads through human cities. No cure is found. I guess we'll have them very selflessly choose to not return home. That's going to be almost all of our synthesis, but that's why we have this. That's why I always say keep a lot of synthesis on you. And this time it costed 50 and not 40. So that's interesting how that was variable. Okay. Do that. Human chroniclers were unable to explain the disappearance of a famous research team that vanished into the polar region of Earth. Several attempts were made to locate the expedition, but no trace of it was ever discovered. Wild theories abound, from ghost ships to cannibalism. Ooh. Stuff like that makes you wonder, like, has that ever actually happened in real life, and how would we know? Maybe there was a research team that went out into the Arctic, and they never returned because of what they discovered. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Well, we did that. Avoided that. And the growth increased. Damn it. Why, SpongeBob? Why? I think you need to... I don't know. We need to decrease your science. You really do, because you guys are growing. You're growing. You're growing. You're growing. You're real growing. You're. Ooh. I don't like that the resource scarcity is just ticking down, you know? It's just a balancing act. How's everyone else? Hey, Dorloth. Resource scarcity, you're in less than 1,000 years. Uh-oh. Hey, Dorloth, listen. You guys need to address that. Yeah, there you go. So the resource went up. You're still... Oh, no. Come on. Is this something good? Enlightenment. Enlightenment? The warmth of others. The culture of the Dorloth has always valued physical closeness as a way to stay warm in the bitter cold of Regal 7. Now, however, storytellers begin to see how this physical togetherness also builds emotional attachments, an intimate bond that improves the lives of every Dorloth. Huh. Okay. They could become hedonistic as well? Is that what that is? It is. Look how much utopia it would give them, though. This wouldn't actually give them growth. It would give them utopia. That's different. Huh. Over time, this practice allows the Dorloth to expand their feelings of empathy and love to encompass all living beings. Sure. What is it with my plant species and being hedonistic? I mean, that's amazing. It took away all of their dystopia, almost. Dorloth learned to huddle together in their sprawls to stay warm on the harsh ice world of Regal 7. This molded their psychology, giving them an innate sense of emotional closeness that grew out of the physical. Huh. Well, isn't that lovely? I like my hedonistic plant species. It's so funny that we have two of them that did that. The Rama are really far away too, I noticed. It's going to take them a while to meet up with the others. The Vulcanoids, how are you doing? You need utopia. I'd like to give you utopia. What's the chance? Oh god. More growth, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's take another chance. You raised your dystopia. Fuck. See, this is why I don't gamble. This is why I don't do that. You need more utopia. Again. We just keep making mistakes and covering our tracks. That's the other side of the system that makes me almost never want to do the chance stuff. You guys. Come on. You're doing all right. You're doing all right, I guess. You just need more resources. I might actually want the advancement. Age up. Because your growth is fine, actually. You just need more resources. Because you, like... I don't know what happened during the last stage or so, but you just chowed down through all of your ore. Vulcanites. I keep coming back to you guys thinking you need help. You don't. I keep taking chances and giving you dystopia. Damn it. I need to learn my lesson. What is happening with the Rama? What's going on? Injustice, roots of sin. The Rama develop a particularly cruel new punishment. Outcasts and criminals are tied down among a specific species of marsh vine. This vine naturally seeks warmth and nutrition, and will slowly grow into nearby bodies, agonizingly tearing the victim apart over countless days. Oh my... What the... Don't do that! Rama! No! You're supposed to be a hedonistic society. You're supposed to be lovemaking, not whatever the fuck that is. That's a weird kink. Don't do that. Don't do that. Normally I'm not one to king shame, but this is not good. Occasionally, the vines ignore the intended victim. This is seen as a sign from the sexual deities, and the prisoner is then freed. It is a weird fucking kink for you guys, isn't it? Oh my god. This is bad. You guys. What is this one? Practice becomes a common punishment. An entire forest of the twisted vines are planted. Screams of prisoners echoing throughout. This is interesting because they're a utopian species. Why would they have this? I guess we just have to we have to have the weird vampiric vine bondage. Okay, fine. Just a little bit. We're not gonna go all the way with it. Just a little bit, okay? Please don't make it a thing. Let's age up. Sure. You get 0 growth. You can 118,000 years worth of resources. You guys are good. You're ready to go. Humans. Keep coming back to humans. You guys, yeah, I'll have you age up as well. Give you your boost. Take a chance. Well, I don't know what that did. What does this chance do? Don't know what that did. It's hard to tell. I wish they had like some kind of color or something. A chevron effect. The Dorloth needs some help too, don't they? Yeah. You guys really need resources. But I'm afraid to give you a boost because your growth is so high. Because your growth is so high. You know, these Rama... Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They're actually fine. You guys depopulate just a little bit. So we're at an even 0 for your age up. Dorloth, you guys need to depopulate. I'm hoping we get an event or we get something here. This is an event, but not for the Dorloth. What are you? Leviathan, a colossal beast in a remote and vast ocean, was sighted by Vulcanite sailors. Reports and speculation about the massive creature travels quickly from library capital to library capital, each more hyperbolic than the last. A planet-wide obsession with the obscure animal sparks a heated race across Vexus to be the first to catch it and revel in the associated fame. Okay. What'll this do? Science, huh? I don't know about this. I didn't realize you guys had 8% growth, and you're going into age 5 with 8% growth. And because you're so close to the next stage, it doesn't even make sense to focus on science right now. So let's make it a dead end and get some synthesis out of it. Then we'll have something to spend on a potential extinction event, right? After the destruction of some of the most valued Vulcanite ships, very few captains are willing to sail into the territory roamed by the mysterious Leviathan. The waters of these remote seas are left untamed, and wildlife flourishes unchecked. Stories of the beast, both true and embellished, are passed down, becoming legend. Sure, I'd rather do that. I really, is it possible to slow down your science at this point? You're so close. I don't even know. I don't even know. And then the Dorloth. Also, you guys, we will always have each other. How wholesome. How wholesome. Look at how wholesome the Dorloth have become. But... this is tough. Number of lumber yards in Vexus increases. Please stop. The growth is the last thing I want. Why don't you give me growth? Damn it! Dorloth. Right. You guys, no, I don't want any of that. Oh, no. This is fine. Sure. So they've reached age 5, the industrial age. Look at that. We actually got someone to the industrial age in this stream. I wasn't sure if we could do that in 3 hours. Ah. Humans start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing in the industrial age. Harnessing the power of radio waves might allow them to send signals into outer space. But this civilization could accidentally eradicate itself as weapons development thrusts forth. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained humanity through the ages. Okay. Alright, now we're going places. Now's the game's getting real interesting. If you thought it was real interesting before, it's about to get even more interesting, okay? What do we want for you guys? I think we've said that you guys need resources. I'm not willing to spend that much synthesis to give you wisdom. Okay, hard work and ingenuity are needed to manage rapid urbanization without critically harming the planet. Train networks across vast swaths of Earth offer high-speed mobility for both freight and passengers. Yes, choo-choo! Choo-choo! Trains! Okay, humans support large industrial areas through industrial production. Now this is when it gets real. You get to the industrial era, all kinds of fucking horrible things can happen and go wrong. This is when technology starts to become a real thing to be wielded. Now the Vulcanites. They've reached the industrial age as well. Okay, so that's gonna be fun. Their fashion sense. It's so funny. They look like a Star Wars character almost, you know? Okay. Now, let's see. We don't want advancement because that's that. Oh, gosh. It's tough. I don't want to spend that much synthesis on wisdom. What if there's an extinction event? But if I do this to get power, they're going to become even more dystopian. I've been trying so hard to make them utopian, and they're like the one species that will not do it. And then there's this, which is the quote-unquote safe option, but that would increase my growth to even more, like 14%. I mean, you could argue they got 62,000 years worth of resources. Maybe they can take it. Maybe they can take it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. This is a risky move. 14% growth. We need to stop this population explosion sooner rather than later. It's fine for now, but the Vulcanites are really popping out babies now. More than any other species has so far, I think. You see it's ticking down the resources. Oh, we got some more resources there. We are ticking down. It's taking a while. Weirdly enough, I don't know how it's possible, but I guess we did start out kind of engineering their society towards resource conservation, remember? And maybe that is allowing them to support such large populations. Which is, it's kind of interesting for an unbalanced species to be behaving that way. Okay. Dorloth, You guys, on the other hand, only have 600 years worth of resources. I'm a little concerned for you guys. Can we pull this one back from the edge? Are we about to break? Frozen in ice for untold years before Dorloth ever evolved, monsters of an ancient age have thawed and are moving across Regal 7 to reestablish their reign on the planet. Oh, I love this quote. Yeah. Monsters are tragic beings. They are born too tall, too strong, too heavy. They're not evil by choice. That is their tragedy. They do not attack people because they want to, but because of their size and strength. Mankind has no other choice but to defend himself. By Ishiro Honda, the writer and director of Gojira. Also known as Godzilla. Kind of cool that that quote is in there. Okay. Depopulation. 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 A little bit of depopulation. The ice monsters avoid. The Dorloth sprawls, but lone wanderers in the ice plains regularly go missing. Let's do that. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Just a little bit. Little bit. Okay, just a second here. Just a second here. Okay. Now, we need to science or not? To science or not to science? That is the question. I don't think we should science. Or maybe we should. Ooh, maybe we should, actually. They do need the resources. Maybe we'll leave that alone. Do this. Oh, we took a chance and got some resources. Oh. Have some utopia on the house. Have some utopia on the house. Okay. All right. And then the Rama, they could also probably use with some sciencing, couldn't they? Maybe I'm not getting any of that, am I? What the Vulcanites? Can I do anything with you guys? Oh, right, the whole growth situation here. Right. They're able to support the growth, but oof, this could get out of hand. We need to stop that trend, because this is going to tick down faster and faster and faster. Stop the science here. Use radio shows to spread lies and superstition. Not spreading the rumors around. Okay. You. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Resource scarcity. Have some more resources then. Have some more resources. What's the Rama? What are they doing? Paradigm shift. What are we shifting? Powerful territories establish naval trading routes across the oceans of their home planet. As a result, a powerful stock company is funded that seeks to form a maritime trade monopoly across the lucrative sea regions of Tau City 3. Oh! I see! Ooh, cultural ascent for nothing? You're gonna just give that to me for free? An ocean-wide monopoly would do a lot of harm to the weaker territories of the Rama. After protests from Love Missionary and sovereigns, the company is dissolved and its assets are used to fund love workshops overseas. What the hell is a love workshop? I don't know, but I like all the benefits that are coming with this. So... Interesting little event there. Back to the Dorloth. Science Science, you guys need to go. You're still in the Stone Age. You're still in the Stone Age, Dorloth. I mean, I guess you were the most recent species to emerge. That's probably why. Vulcanites! Vulcanites! Stop. Ooh, the growth went up even further. Ooh! Oh! Oh! Oh no! Are we gonna... I wonder if you guys will be able to see a crisis, a population crisis in this stream. If the population gets too large and the consumption goes too high, then you start having resource wars. And if the resource wars continue, it's like gives you a grace period to try and recover the situation, right? You get so many turns to try and recover from that. And then if you can't, then you have to like make a really hard decision to allow them to go extinct or technologically regress to the point where they're like thrown way back. And then there was the third option. I don't remember what that was, but it's kind of cool. You guys need to depopulate. None of my chances are... There we go. There's one depopulation. There's one depopulation, but we need more. We need more death and destruction than we currently have. More resources. Keep them going. Human celestial nations. Ooh. Interesting. So, in this playthrough, the humans were the first to send radio signals into space. When radio was invented on Earth, human divine leaders raced to demonstrate their mastery of the new technology. They order the construction of large radio towers that will be used to test the limits of how far radio waves can travel. Soon they begin broadcasting across the planet, unaware that some of these cryptic signals may reach faraway alien civilizations in the future. Divine leaders, even. Interesting. There's been a crossing of religion and technology on Earth, apparently. Religion and science, I mean. I guess we did, yeah, the Celestial Nation. Yeah, the whole Celestial Empire thing. Okay, we get a free signal boost. All over Earth, human engineers transmit powerful radio signals in all directions. So if we really want everyone to know where we are, we can just whoa! And what this does is it sends a signal in a, I guess a circle, like an expanding circle, whereas the regular signal will just shoot a ray towards just a specific system. You can see here a strong radio signal with a nonsense message like 1, 2, 3 or test, test, test is focused at the Regal system. So yeah, so that's just going to concentrate a signal on Regal, which if I recall, Regal was the ice planet. Oops, how do I back out of this? I want to look at the planets. Oh, you're not going to let me? I'm pretty sure Regal is the ice planet. And that's the one that has the Stone Age plant creature. So it's kind of, why would we do that? We can also choose silence. Frequencies of the test signals are erratic, and no notable message was sent out into space. If you really want synthesis. But honestly, the signals, they're so cool. You have to be able to do, you need to do that because it's so cool. Having another species pick up a signal, it's a really cool event. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do all directions. It's free, why not? So now this little expanding circle, this is our radio signal that came out of Earth. I can't really see it because I am in the way, I realize. Hold on. Let me temporarily... You see? Look, you see this... Hold on, wait. Okay, here's my mouse pointer. You look, you see? This little circle that going around the solar system. This is our radio signal. And over time, each turn that we advance, It's going to go a little farther out. It's going to grow a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, until it reaches this place, right? And then it's going to reach this place. And then in the very, very, very far future, it's going to reach the Rama, because their star system is real far away. And like, yeah, this is moving at light speed. And just to give you the idea of the scale between them, there's a lot of distance between them. So this is why I say you get a species that's separated from everyone out here, they're gonna think they're the only species in existence. Meanwhile, these three species are probably gonna start communicating with each other a lot sooner, right? And yeah, there's also the chance that these species might not even pick up this signal. They may not be advanced enough. The Vulcanites, they are in the industrial era, so they will probably pick up this signal. I don't remember if industrial era civs can receive. I know they can give, but I don't know if they can receive. You know what I mean. Where was that information? Damn it. Where was it? Industrial societies can send out signals that will travel through the galaxy. The society has reached at least the nuclear age. They'll be able to receive radio signals. Okay, so yeah, so they can send them out. They cannot receive them. Right? Just like in real life. Right? Back in the fucking 1940s and 30s, at the dawn of radio, like, they were not actively listening for signals from beyond Earth. They were just sending them out and probably didn't even realize they were. So that's that's the progression. We're just sending this out. If the Vulcanites get to the nuclear age before the signal reaches them, then they'll be able to pick up on it. If not, they will never know the humans ever existed. Isn't that interesting? I love this game. It's so cool. Okay? Now that we've covered radio signals and how all of that works, I will go ahead and scoot back over here. Okay. Back into it. So, humans. Humans have access to fossil fuels and mineral resources. Okay, so now we're squeezing energy out of old dinosaur bones in the form of coal and oil. Yes. You need to work on your population. Deplete that, please. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I need from you. Now, what else do I need? The Vulcanites. The Vulcanites. You guys have a lot of growth that we have a lot of time to take care of this problem again. But now I really want them. Ooh, I really want them to age up so they can receive that signal, though. Do I really want to stunt their technology? God, what if they overpopulate and then they go extinct before they have a chance to... It could go either way. Oh, this game. But I really want to keep them alive long enough to receive the signal. I really do. Depopulate. Finally. We need to bring that down a lot more, though. We need to bring it down a lot more. Okay. Humans, what are you doing? What are you doing? Rama, what are you doing? The Rama have entered the industrial age, so they could potentially send a signal. And that would be an interesting one, because those other three systems would receive this signal. In some point in the future, they would receive it. But if they wanted to send one back, like the Rama, that's a very long distance to be communicating, you know? Okay. What do we want to do? Wisdom? Do we want to do advancement? Do we want to do power? We could do wisdom. I mean, we got enough resources. I don't think we need any more. Let's go with wisdom. This age sees an explosion in the Rama potential for telecommunication via radio waves. Mass-produced goods, including new medicines, can improve the lives of many. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Interesting artwork for them. I don't really know what's going on behind me here. What? I don't know what that is. I don't know what is going on. Okay. So, what do? Large industrial areas. Seem to be fine. It's the Vulcanites. Hey, they're sending signals! The Vex. The Trapper leaders of Vexus discover the power of propaganda broadcasted via radio messages. Wireless broadcasts reach countless Vulcanites with the latest political doctrine. In fact, these signals are so strong that they will reach outer space. Ooh. Right, the Vulcanites are dystopian. Oh, so their signal is going to be political propaganda. That's much like the in real life. At the dawn of radio, you know, there was that whole thing happening, World War II, and one can only imagine the messages that were being sent into space at that time and what alien civilization would chance upon those messages. And there's a similar thing that happens in this game, right? So if you send a propaganda broadcast, because you're a dystopian industrial civilization, if there is another species that catches that later, it could scare them. Like, they would pick up that signal and be like, oh my god, that species is insane, and it could like cause panic and stuff. So but it is a signal, though. A signal is a signal, right? But that's 50 synthesis just to make the world aware of us. We could beam it directly towards one system, but that's again towards Regal. They're in the Stone Age. They don't give a shit. Or do silence. The Vulcanites revolt against the demagogues, refusing to listen to such blatant propaganda. The radio transmission is stopped and nothing is sent into outer space. We could do that. I don't know if you get a second chance to do a signal. I imagine you do, but we could do that, sending out the propaganda. Signal is strong, drifting out into space to reach other systems one day. That's 50 synthesis, though. And if we lose a species to this fucking propaganda broadcast, I would never forgive myself. I guess we silence it then. Because this is pointless. It's not going to reach them at all. But on the other hand, it's like, I wonder if the signal continues traveling in that direction or if it ends at the system. So maybe we'll just, for experimentation, let's beam it towards Regal. We know that there's a Stone Age culture there, so they're not going to be able to receive this at all. There's just no way they're going to age quickly to do that. But I want to experiment and see if the signal ends at the planet or if it continues going in the direction past the planet. Because that would be interesting. I don't know how that works. So let's do that. And now you see this little blip here. There's like a little arc, little line here. And this is going to steadily, not grow, but it is going to move this direction until it hits the system. And if they were capable of receiving it, then they would receive it. If not, it just goes ignored. But I don't know if it'll continue going past. I guess it wouldn't really make sense because Earth wouldn't even be in the path of that if it even went. But yeah. So we have reached 3 hours. At this point, this is the end of the stream. Our chill game streams are like half as long as our regular main series stream, which currently is Tears of the Kingdom. Tomorrow I'm taking a day off, but the day after that, which is hold on, my sense of time, what fucking day is that? Is that Wednesday? Yeah. Wednesday I will be playing Tears of the Kingdom, and that'll be a 6-hour stream. And then I have another chill game that I have planned I think it's Saturday or sometime this weekend. I could just show you the schedule. Let's do that. Let's go back to the sanctuary, okay? Woo! And let's figure out what the hell we're doing here. I will take you to my schedule room. Yes, that's what we were doing. Here is the schedule for the week. I have posted this on Twitter. I have posted it in the community tab. Yeah, so I was right. Tomorrow, day off. Next day, Tears of the Kingdom at 1 p.m. Eastern. After that, day off. After that, Tears of the Kingdom at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then chill game, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's always fun to keep it a mystery until we go live. And then Tears of the Kingdom. Okay? So now you know. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the Fermi Paradox. I always have a lot of fun introducing people to some of my favorite games. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not, but they're always kind of fun. And who knows? I mean, if people like it enough, I've considered making games like these into series. My chill game series is kind of like an experimental category. So like if it works out and it's like, oh, I could see myself streaming that for a long period of time, maybe someday Fermi Paradox will get a series all of its own. But thank you all once again for coming out and watching the stream. Thank you for stopping by the sanctuary. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, love ya. Mwah, 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 mwah. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.